Wow, we got to do this. All right, welcome everybody to the special meeting, Hyde Park Town Board preliminary budget meeting at the Hyde Park Town Hall, Monday, October 28th. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Will you all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Do any of the board members have any conflicts of interest regarding any of the items on tonight's meeting agenda?
Nope.
No.
We gotta go to this first. All right, good evening. The 2025 preliminary budget has been the most challenging, creative to date, as the town has been forced to address ever-increasing expenses. Please remember that this is the preliminary version, the town, and there is further versions that we will be tuned in over the next few weeks as we continue to work on various departments, as also welcome public input. I am proud to deliver a balanced budget to the community. Various examples of the challenges to the 2025 budget are: 1. New labor contracts with the two major town bargaining units, which are Highway and Police Department. Steep increases in health insurance premiums and retirement, which we've all have felt the impact of that going forward. Energy rates continue to rise, which the town has been feeling those pains. Revenue streams have leveled out to new revenue sources as scarce. New required services such as MS4 officer and created unexpected expenses to the 2025 budget, which could exceed $180,000 a year. This final month of budget discussions will challenge how some of the budget will ultimately look and feel confident, as the final version will allow us to continue to maintain the level of services that everyone has to come to expect in Hyde Park. Okay. I'd like to have a preliminary budget open to public hearing. May I have a motion?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second?
Was that you?
Me.
Okay. Sorry, Mark.
Nothing.
Will the clerk please take the roll call votes?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Persikowski, absent. Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried. The town clerk will now read the public hearing notice.
Notice of public hearing. Town Board of the Town of Hyde Park. Please take notice that the Town Board of the Town of Hyde Park shall hold a public hearing on Monday, October 28th, 2024 at 6:05 p.m. at the Town of Hyde Park, 4383 Albany Post Road, Hyde Park, New York, for the purposes of holding a public hearing on the preliminary budget of said town for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2025. Any person desiring to be heard on this matter will have an opportunity to do so at the public hearing. A copy of said preliminary budget is available at the office of the town clerk during regular business hours, where it may be inspected by any interested person. The proposed salaries for the calendar year of 2025 are as followed. Supervisor, $44,786. Councilperson, $10,225. Town clerk, $56,160. Receiver of taxes, $42,183. Town justice, $46,022. Superintendent of highways, $90,923. By the order of the Town Board of the Town of Hyde Park, dated October 16, 2024, Hyde Park, New York, Sarah Holman, Town Clerk.
Okay, I'm going for highway superintendent next time.
I'm going for supervisor next time.
We are way underpaid. Okay. All right, we have any public comments regarding this? Going once, going twice? Richard? No? We're good. Okay. May I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Do we have anybody write in any responses or anything that you
was there
received?
any responses?
No, there were not.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's okay.
It's not on my cheat sheet.
It's okay.
Okay, can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All right, will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine,
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda,
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi,
Aye.
and Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye, motion carried. Okay, that's good. Move on to next. Are there any public comments on any rules, resolutions and town business only on tonight's resolutions? I'm looking at you because I don't know what you're here for.
Oh, I'm just here because I just moved here and I wanted to just see what you guys do.
Like that.
Awesome. I love that.
Welcome. Yeah.
Welcome to Hyde Park.
This is a special meeting regarding the budget. They typically do a lot more.
Oh,
So
yeah,
come
it's
to
not
the,
together,
This is a light one.
Find more details.
yeah,
Do you
so
guys have like a packet of that information up front, or I just missed it?
No, this is the stuff that we're reviewing for the budget, but a lot of stuff is online.
It's on our website now. It's pretty up to date, easily manipulated.
Yeah, I think it's because I was looking at it on my phone. I was reading it.
It's
Don't look
usually,
at it on your phone.
there's usually a table by the door with what we're doing, but we're under construction. The next meeting is what, November 3rd,
Yeah, that might be,
fourth, I think.
Fourth.
4th?
And that'd be a regular meeting.
Yeah.
Where
You'll
more
see a
of
lot
the
more.
ordinary business will be being done. That'd be a good one to come to.
Next Monday night. 5th.
5th.
well, you can do both. I did. Okay, where we are.
For just that resolution.
Which resolution? This one?
Yep.
Okay. Mark?
All right. Special meeting resolution 1028-1 of 2024. Resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to set the public hearing for the special district's benefit assessment rolls.
Okay, may I have a second, please?
Second.
All right, will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine,
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda,
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi,
Aye.
and Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried. Okay. Geez, I'm gonna get lost here. Do we have any new and old business?
Yes. So, we do have a press release going out that's signed by the supervisor and the town board that's going out to be released tomorrow morning. That will be on our website and will be posted all over. I urge everybody to take a look at that and read it, and we'll give you full details in regards to the Hyde Park Assisted Living pedestrian crossway and what's going on. This press release that's coming from the supervisor is 100% correct. It's basically gives you dates and times of what to expect, and everything is in place to make this happen. So as far as everybody reading on Hyde Park Neighbors / Hyde Park Complaint Department, whatever you want to call it, this press release is going to give you all the 100% factual information that you need moving forward. That's all I got.
You want to elaborate any more on that one? Are you talking about the,
The press release for the pedestrian walkway,
yeah,
all the details. So it's going to be released tomorrow morning. Everybody can read it. It pretty much gives you a construction schedule and dates, so
and do you want to let them know how long we've been working on this?
this project started more than a year ago. I mean, it involves the DOT, it involves the town engineer, it involved a lot of property owners. It's been a major task of discussion for many years prior to that. We've been working diligently to persuade the DOT to put a pedestrian crosswalk where they usually don't put one. And everybody's been cooperative, but it was a major task, and we're almost to the finish line. So if everybody reads the press release instead of reading the bullets on social media, you get the perspective picture of what's going on after you read our release.
Yes, this was looked at the first time there was an incident there, not just now. So when you see things happen, these are items that have been put into play year and a half at least ago. And all of us had met with DOT, so it's not something because of this last incident, which is horrible, that this went into play. It went into play on the first incident, so now you're seeing the results of it. So unfortunately, it was a little late, but we're hoping that what the DOT is going to do there and what we're going to do there is amicable, and it will prevent something from this horrible happening again. Thank you. What else do I know? Anybody else?
We got one other thing that just came up that's worth talking about for a second. We have a problem with beavers. So a while back, we know that there's a beaver dam over on the north side of, or the south side of where the Moose Club is. The property owner is trying to address it, and the water flow has been bottlenecked up there. And then just recently, we got another complaint from our friends at the fishing club over to Crum Elbow and Bear Memorials. With no rain that we had in the last month or two, as dry as it's been, we have some beavers that are working diligently to dam up the water and cause havoc. We had numerous complaints called that basically the town property over to the Union Cemetery was the cause of this. The highway superintendent, myself, and the supervisor actually went over there and put our eyes on it. That's a false statement. We found out that there's 2 beaver dams behind Venture Lake Estates, which is the trailer park just south of the Union Cemetery, that has a considerable sized dams that are blocking the water flow and backing everything up. We reached out to the property manager of the Venture Lake Estates. They're aware of it. When they called the DEC last month, they were kindly told that the water would flush the beaver dam's blockage and it would correct itself. We made it clear to the people at the property management that that's not the case on these situations, and we recommend that you take immediate action to try to do whatever the DEC allows you to do to break these dams, because the water pressure is backing up and causing havoc to the neighbors. The town is well aware of this. We don't need any more calls addressing this. Unfortunately, these are private properties that the town don't have any jurisdiction. We just can't go in and tell the people what to do and how to do it. We did inform the property owners, and they're working diligently to correct this problem, and we're expecting an update from the asset property management in the next couple of days to basically give the supervisor an update of what's taking place and how they're proceeding. So that's the only other thing I had.
All right, Jim, would you like to explain anything about the budget now that you have the time to conveniently do it without aspirations and aggravation? You're supposed to tell me to shut up.
Good evening.
I've tried twice tonight.
How's everyone tonight?
Good, Jim.
We're great.
Excellent. There were some comments on social media regarding changes in assessment values, and somehow some people were trying to spin it that it was somehow like had anything to do with town business or my office. Anything that is directed as a pilot is done by the county, and that has nothing to do with us. And so anyone to misdirect any of the public to think that it was something that either did with my office or this amazing administration is just misdirection and just common clutter. So I wanted to address that. As for the budget, I think that we've worked really hard with the administration here to fine-tune it as best we can As the supervisor said, we are challenged by many new issues such as the MS4 officer and everything that comes down as unfunded mandates from Albany. And we have no control over what MVP or NISHIP does with health benefits. And it's 11.9% increase for the second year. So we're almost at 20% increase on benefits for employees. And that makes things very, very difficult for us to try to maintain. I do appreciate all of the departments who have done their best to try to rein in spending to help offset things. As the supervisor said, we are kind of plateauing right now with our revenue input. There was some great input, a great increase with mortgage tax when people came out of the city, a couple of years ago, but that is kind of petering off. Sales tax, we always hope can bring in some extra unknown revenue, but we need to be very realistic on what we're providing for our services here and trying to keep, under the tax cap, trying to respect taxpayers, and that's what we've done. I know that there was some questions about maybe Union Cemetery. We had to take that over. We're definitely underwater in a budget sense, maintenance, to try to keep that place looking beautiful, to respect loved ones and friends. We don't want to hope that people pass away, because that is the revenue side of the cemetery. We want everyone to live long, happy lives, but that is the only way that the cemetery makes money, is by burial fees and plots that are sold. So that's what we're dealing with right now. As for the fire districts and the libraries, we have no control over any of their budgets, and that is a pass-through tax that the town burdens with, and but is nothing that this administration or my office has any control over. As for any other questions, feel free to ask me. Like I said, we are hoping to have a really strong 2025 revenue stream, and it'd be great if sales tax and the mortgage tax comes through for us. But I am very confident that it is a sound budget that will not cause any impact on the taxpayers here.
Being the fact that we had some tax estuaries have to settle, some of them were from the previous administration, 3 and 4 years old.
Yes, there's a lot of tax certs that have gone back way before this administration came into office that we are dealing with, and that has changed the assessments. And that's done by the court system here in the Supreme Court. So we again have no say in that. It was ruled by the judges and attorneys. But yes, correct.
Yes, but when you make them wait that long, it becomes a bigger problem.
Yes, because it's a retro back end. So if it's been 3 years or 4 years, it's a reach back, and yes.
So currently we have some that our current assessor has performed that the Vanderwater has settled within 1 year with no other back taxes, and yes, the revenue drops there because we settle it, but we also could lose those things. That's why we settle them quickly, and it's not a 4-year hit, so it really puts a dividend in the income.
I think that the new perspective and initiative of this administration in having the town attorney's office working with tax certs to solve them in a very quick fashion is definitely beneficial for the town, regardless of the outcome, because of the reach back. Absolutely.
Right. And even though we've had these type of items, what she's claiming is tax revenues dropped, we've still increased our general funds substantially compared to what they left us with. We've
Correct.
More than doubled what they left us with.
Yes, we are in a much healthier situation fiscally than they were when this administration first came in.
Thank you.
So basically doubled.
I wanted to make that point clear. Thank you very much.
Nope, appreciate it.
All right,
Thank you
hold
very
on,
much.
don't go nowhere,
Oh,
cowboy.
Here we go.
Here comes the nitty gritty.
Here it comes. Thank you, John.
Okay, so can you explain to us our debt fund service? I see that it's coming down to a pretty good close. I see that, if I'm reading that right?
Yes, debt service reaches its, let's call it the biggest hurt for the town next year, and then it drops substantially by almost $800,000, $600,000, $700,000. And we will have a substantial reduction unless we wish to go out to bond for some other things.
So am I reading that right, at the end of this year of 2024, the last 847.5, or is that?
This will be the last year going into 2025 that we have a substantial debt burden.
That's
Okay.
big.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yes.
That's great. In line item, in 2026 of 40, was just looking at the highway, no, excuse me, the 20, it would be 29. Let me just get this right, 29 of 40. I see that because we just increased because of repairs. We passed a resolution at the last town board meeting for repairs to add another 34,000 for supplies for parts for the trucks and stuff. Do we increase our line item, or do you think that with our new trucks and purchasing more equipment that number should stay the way it's at? We think we'd be all right?
I think that, I believe the highway supervisor is going to potentially present something to the board next month about getting new equipment. I think that it would substantially reduce the repair line if we invested in certain equipment. He's been very prudent and fiscally responsible in his budget over the last few years. And, yes, equipment gets old and it breaks, and that the weather gets brutal. And so I think Mr. Fisher has been, really good about that. So when he addresses that next month, potentially workshop, we can address how that will affect the 25 budget.
All right, and then I got two more things. The things that I see here, I got to praise for the Roosevelt Fire District in West Clinton and everything like that. But am I reading this right? The Fairview District is going to go up. Their increase is 6.28%.
Initially, it was. We are waiting for the final budget. I believe they are going to not have that as their final number.
Okay.
But it was the most almost egregious increase.
Yeah.
But I think they are going to not either purchase a piece of equipment or do something, and so it will not be that bad.
And then the only number that stands out in every column, and I don't know how to solve that problem, I see that almost every department is looking for 15, 20, 25, up to 50% for supplies. Is there any way we could reduce the cost of what we're buying, or is there?
I completely agree with you. The departments do enjoy their supplies, and if we could have an understanding with department heads that only buy what is necessary, would help out the town very much, without a doubt. We could probably save like 5 to 10%, 7%, and that would be substantial. Which is huge.
Yeah.
But everyone,
They all have
like
it
I
in
said,
their budget line.
likes their supplies. Yeah. I will leave it to the administration to start from the top down and kind of give a directive that
Yes.
maybe we could find ways to buy less.
And of course, I already know the answer to this question, but I'll let you tell the public. As far as our insurance for our vehicles and fuel and stuff like that, we shop that and try to get the best bang for our dollar. Agreed?
Yes, we have had some stop losses that have impacted negatively on the town over a period of years that unfortunately has caused our insurance to, I wouldn't say skyrocket, but definitely is on a kind of a steep rise. We did attempt to have another insurance give us a quote, but they were told by their underwriters that we're still have some issues. I think that the administration and my office can work going forward and establish some protocols, some new procedures and protocols that would help us to be much more marketable for 2026 and have a different insurance carrier. But right now we are with who we are, and we will muscle through 2025 with our insurance. Yeah, but
We're going to
if we
utilize
could,
this
what's that?
current insurance in 2025?
Yeah, we're all set. Yep, staying with NYMER and NFB, but we need to have everybody behave
Revisit
themselves.
right,
Less
then-
accidents.
Can we try change it midstream?
Yes, we could,
'Cause
but
we
again,
put
we
an
need
RFP
to.
out.
We need to show that we put in some new protocols, procedures, have some people do some training. Like I said, it's the accidents. It's all the cars.
So, what you're saying is it's the high-risk perception?
No,
that-
it's the
that
loss
we
runs.
we have a
Right, but it's
Yeah.
not
It's
just
high risk,
the
yeah.
fact of the accidents themselves, it could help us to actually establish protocols.
Yes,
that we
yes,
show
absolutely.
The companies
Yes,
when we
it-
go out
we-
there, that
yes.
this is in place.
Yes, I was told by a few insurance carriers that if we can, if Hyde Park can show that we are trying to establish new protocols and procedures, training, et cetera, we can substantially reduce the view of risk. Yes.
Because obviously we can't erase the accidents.
Right, correct.
But I want to make sure that that's useful.
Yes, but it's
in bringing down our
real-
policy if we
it's a
establish
very
those
good
protocols.
start
Yeah.
to get us
Oh,
down
yeah.
that road.
It
Yes.
works.
Yes, yes.
Okay, then I only have one other question, and that's in the building part with the new building inspector. I know that we've been talking about trying to give him the tools and the means and methods, whatever he needed. What
Mhm.
provisions in the budget do we have to take care of some iPads and stuff like that? Was that a line item that we compensated for, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we
Okay.
are going to empower all of our workers, new or current, with whatever type of new technological things that they need, whether it's a hardware, software, et cetera. We've now partnered with Northeast, who's our new IT provider. They're really good at recognizing how best to get those things to our people.
Very good.
Yep.
Nice
Well,
job, thank you very
The
much.
building inspector says the software we have is updated beyond where he was working previously.
Mhm.
So we don't have to go nowhere, we don't have to go to
Yes,
that point. He's
we've
gotta
got,
learn
we've
that
got some
software.
good things for our zoning, our
I
planning.
didn't know
our-
building
our-
had software previously.
They did, but they never used it.
They didn't need it.
Good job, Jim, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Pleasure,
Jim.
always, I appreciate it. Appreciate your confidence in my office.
We always have the confidence in that office, are you kidding? I'm gonna make it mandatory that you have to have a CPA to take that office.
Have a great night.
We do, sure we do. Can anybody hear me say that? Right. Anybody have any old news? No? New news?
Nope.
I'm waiting for you, Mark.
Nope, sorry. I'm checking my head back here.
Oh, he's doing that freaking thing with the bandanas now. Okay. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.